Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. I keep saying I'm moving, and I am moving as I shop and fill up my house. And I have to note this little beauty right here. I have a thing for mirrors, I have a thing for silver, and if you're lucky, if you say you're lucky because it just is what it is, or it is what it's not. I went into Goodwill, and after I had just said I don't really shop there anymore like that, but that particular day, all the other options were closed. It was like 6 or 7, so it's kind of late. Goodwill don't close till 7:30, 8 o'clock, sometimes 9, depending on your town. And I walked straight to the back looking for jars and, glass, little things and, little tchotchkes, and that was sitting right there. And I have one just like it on the other side of my bed. And it just matches perfectly. $35. And so I just, moving or not, I don't care. Let the movers come in here and wrap it up and move it for me. But for the next couple of weeks, I will enjoy it beside my bed with my little stuff on it. I just wanted to share that because, luck is not something that some can have and some can't. Luck is for you. Luck is for everyone. Luck is out there like the sun and the air and all the other resources that you need. But this is really about, this popped into my head, home ownership. Woo! Home ownership. Being a homeowner. I'm buying a house. I'm buying a house. Why would you rent when you could just buy? And I used to, be a part of that club. Always talking about buying a house. But not being in a position mentally to receive a house. Not being in a position mentally to maintain myself in that house. Not being in a position to take the steps, the discipline, and the effort within myself to do what it takes to have a home. Not a house, a home. Because where you are is where you'll be. And I don't want to make this sound like it's spiritual and, like, ooh, so, like some people don't deserve to be homeowners because they're not right within. No, I'm not saying that. But homeownership is a big step. It's not something to be taken lightly. Obviously, I don't want to say it can be a very long process, but it's very detailed. It's very, blah, 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 blah. But, I think about like how expansive we are, how like is that the town, that the place, is it the space, is it the vibe, is it the aura, is it the weather, is it the part of the world that you really want to settle down and stay? Because in 2 and 3 years, that feeling where you're just like, yeah, I think it's time to, upgrade my kitchen, have some more amenities, maybe rent a different type of house, different type of apartment, different type of condo. Maybe I'll, do downtown. Maybe I'll do a little cottage. Maybe I'll do the suburbs. Maybe I'll do a penthouse. Maybe I'll do a hotel style. What do you call those apartments that, like, they really feel like hotels when you walk in? You have the front desk and the concierge service and the all of the amenities. They're all over DC. You gotta have your little key fob to get in. What does that feel like? It's exciting. It's invigorating. It's hold on. I'm going to blow my nose really quick. Excuse me. I don't want to stop this video. Let's start all over. It's exciting. It's like, ooh, what do I feel like? What am I in the mood for? And in that moment, you're creating all of this excitement and ecstasy and wonder and mysteriousness and new adventure vibes around you, not knowing where, but you know how and when. You have a deadline. You tell them, hey, this is my 60 days, my 90 days, and I'm moving. And you might not even have found the place yet. But as you get closer, the determination and your thoughts and your effort create that. But let's get into a home ownership for a second, just for a second. Because a lot of times when I hear it as a goal, it is a burden, it is a lot, it is stressful, it is you're not sure, and it's so much. And don't get me started into, you can barely pay your rent now. And we all know too that with renting comes a certain level of laxness in the fact that, if something breaks, if something goes wrong, you just call the maintenance people, you just call the landlord, you just call the property management company and say, come get this. You're not typically going out of pocket too much, So it's like the house can maybe, or should come when you're confident and you're ready in yourself. You can take care of yourself. You don't need anyone else, in a sense. And I'm going to go old school on y'all. And this is going to maybe be just my personal opinion. But my theory is I'm not going to do anything that's hard anymore. A struggle, not a challenge that pushes me to grow and prunes me and expands me. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about anything that's going to cause me stress, anxiety, anything like that. Because back in the day, a many a women, I ain't make this up, were given houses. When you got married, you got a house. And you made that house work. And you made that house everything you wanted it to be. And if you had a good one, you had a honey-do list. And he would add on and renovate and upgrade and do anything that you asked that man to do. Because you were making that house, the four walls, a home. So your home, that whole expression is you. So I make sure that I instill in my girls, we are a family. Wherever we are is home. No matter what our four walls look like, no matter where on earth we go and settle and land. But I got a clear plan. I got a pretty clear, of where I want us to go. But don't lose yourself. Don't forget that the peace and the vibe and all the things we have going is coming with us. So we're not escaping. We're going to grow there. We're going to bond there. We're going to continue to be a unit there. And just because we move doesn't mean we're losing anything. You're not tied or bound to anything. Just like we're not bound to this temple. We're not bound to anything. Our souls are just inhabiting. And our bodies have to inhabit these little boxes we call houses. And the birds have to inhabit their nests. And the foxes have their dens. But homeownership is a great dream. But I get this vibe that too many women say it so haphazardly because that's what homeownership. Yeah, good for you. It's not for everybody. And there's no shame in renting beautiful townhouses and condos and penthouses and little efficiencies and tiny homes and basement apartments and all these little eclectic little, where you find yourself and what you make it to be, it's for you. It's your only place on earth that you can go and take your clothes off and be you. And breathe and have your drink and create and listen to music and dance and vibe and cuddle and watch movies and all these things. When you go out there, you're out there and you're in it and you're exposed and you're open and you're on constantly. But when you come into your space that you have made a home, you're a whole different human. You're a whole different woman. Your children are relaxed. Your children, you know what I mean? So you can tell the people that get out in the streets and they're rattled and they're off because they don't have home lives. Their home life is maybe discombobulated. Maybe they live in disorder. Maybe they live in discomfort. Maybe they live where they're like not settled and all these things. It all starts with that. But being a homeowner or not doesn't take away from your right to have a home experience, And there's nothing wrong with saying, I'm not going to jump out here and do something that I can't, that is not going to be easy for me to do. Why should homeownership be on the top of my list if I am struggling? That doesn't make sense. I'm gonna struggle in there too. I gotta fix me where I'm at as a renter. I have to fix me where I'm at as a student. I have to fix me where I'm at with all the things so that when I get to the new place, those things can be resolved. They can be checked off. They can be done. If you have a significant other, or you have a situationship, or you have an entanglement, or you have a boyfriend or fiance, and you all are always at odds, moving the baby and a vacation ain't gonna fix jack shit. And we know this. But as it is with ourselves, this is about self-love and self-care. Let's get away from adding unnecessary goals and achievements and all these things to make us feel like we're doing the work. We're accomplishing something. We're getting somewhere. Home ownership comes with way more fees, way more financial responsibility, and all these other things in between. You want to be happy. You want to be excited. I want to say thank you, baby, so much for the key. Thank you, baby. Mwah. Thank you, baby, so much. It's what I always wanted. And I am not going to care in the least if any Joe Schmo comes up to me and says, well, how did you get that house? How did you become an own homeowner? Because we got badges for single moms who struggled and worked hard and made all these sacrifices. I'm not coming for anybody. I'm just saying what would be hard for me. The answer is not for me to work myself, my fingers to the bone, never see my children, lose sleep, put bags under my eyes, and stress and cry and grovel and sacrifice 2 years to save 10% to get a house where I can afford. Because let's not forget, you do all that work, you do all these things, they can still tell you you only qualify for X, Y, and Z. So now you're coming from a limited mindset. You've done all this work, but it's not really getting you to where you thought you could be, what you thought you could have. In my area, in my market, $400,000 or $500,000 ain't much. Imagine that. Imagine that. So I'm going to go down there to the bank, do all of this work, stop using my credit card, stop getting my nails done, stop getting my hair done, for them to tell me, we can give you $152. And I'm going to buy a shack. I'm going to start putting myself in the vibration of there's lack, there's not enough. What can I possibly buy with $200,000? Oh my God. Now I'm going to have to move into West Virginia. I can buy a ghetto condo. Who wants that? No. But if I am all that I know I can be and more, and I love myself, and I have self-respect, and I have standards, and I know how to say no, and I know how to say yes to what will work for me, and someone says, I want to take care of you and give you a house. Duh. I'm going to take that house. I'm going to take that house. And I can't be willy-nilly, just be any old body and get a house. Can't just be any old body and just get it how you want it. First, you got to believe that you deserve it. First, you got to believe that you can have it the way that you say you're going to get it. Then everything else comes into play. But in the meantime, I'm going to live the shit out of this rental. I'm going to live the hell out of this apartment. I'm going to entertain and decorate and vibe and cook and clean to my playlist and burn sage and pray and laugh and love and create and craft and decorate for the holidays and do all the same stuff I would do in my apartment as I'm going to do in my mansion. You know what I mean? I'm gonna live now. I'm living now. I'm healing now. I'm working on me now. I don't need a title just because everybody else is doing it and that's what you're supposed to do to cause me to not live how I want to live right now. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with sacrifices. I'm not saying there's anything wrong for the women who have created the life and given themselves that for themselves and their children. Do you, boo? Do you? That's great. That's wonderful. But I'm also saying to be careful for the women who aren't there yet, to cut yourself some slack. Be easy with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. It's okay. When you walk out your house, no one says it's on your forehead. No one can read, oh, you're not a homeowner. Oh, you don't have, you know, oh, you don't have, oh, you know, you lack. Oh, God, you're a renter? Ooh, she's a renter, y'all. She can't possibly be living a life that, you know, she deserves. Oh, God. Or what if you don't even want to be a homeowner? You know, but we're not doing this the hard way. We're letting go of struggle. We're letting go of accepting and saying, I have to now die on this cross of hardship to have nice things, to have a nice home, to have whatever it is. But I'm using homeownership as a biggie because, you know, it's kind of like it's a bittersweet thing. It's great, but just be careful why you want it, how you go about saying you're going to get it, and being open-minded about, you know, what that looks like. There's so many homeowners that are renting out their basement. You think anybody's all up in their business? Oh, you know, they got some renter in their basement paying the mortgage. Oh. So everybody's doing what they need to do. People are getting away from big, expensive houses that cost $800 in utilities a month to heat and cool and to keep the lights on. They're going to tiny homes. They're going to RVs. They're living off of yachts. They're living in yurts. They're living in all kinds of little setups. They're living in little, what do you call those, split duplex things and house hacking and all these things. They're traveling half the year. They're staying in Airbnbs and going to city. You know what I mean? Like, there are no rules anymore. We're getting away from that. You don't have to accept that. It doesn't have to be your reality, especially since you got all the other things going on. You are a mother. You're a life giver. You're a nurturer. You're a teacher. You're the nurse. You're the doctor. You're taking care of these children. You're taking care of the future. Somebody better be setting you up anyway. And then on top of that, when he's a good one, you're nurturing, you're pouring into him. You are giving him, you know, all of the goods and the honey and the sweet tea and everything in between. You know that. Damn right, the least he can do is give you the house that you want. I'm sorry. But I saw that. I grew up with that. My aunties, my mother, my grandmother helped build the house that is hers, but it's stunning. It's gorgeous. Built from their hands. He gave that house to her. He left it to her. She paid her dues. You know, I'm like, y'all want to love me? Y'all think I'm the best thing since sliced bread? Okay. Put me up, set me up. We do that with anything else. You buy the little puppy and you love the puppy and you give the puppy everything it needs. Why? The puppy don't pay no rent. The puppy don't do nothing but be cute and love and look on you and need food and water and everything else. And heaven forbid it needs to go to the vet. You're going to pay for that too. But you don't care about all the details. You love that puppy. That puppy is cute. That puppy is everything. That puppy is fun. That puppy brings laughter and companionship and all of the things. Makes you feel loved. I borrowed that, by the way. I borrowed that. But I loved it so much. I was like, damn right, we do that. We get these expensive ass pets, guinea pigs, birds, and do all the things. And they don't do nothing. We put them up. We set them up. Oh, I know. Let's get a cute bed for it. Let's get a cute cage for it. Let's decorate it and add all the little fruit things. But then we have women out here thinking it's wrong to expect someone to give them all the fruit things. I'm sorry. I'm done. But that example really had me going. I love that one, you know? So please, please. First of all, make your house a home where you're at. Second of all, know why you want what you want, where you want to be. You know what I mean? I think about home ownership. Right now, I live in the suburbs of Virginia. It's nice out here side. We don't have a lot of comedic yoga and drumming circles and, you know, uh, juicing spots and Caribbean restaurants and African food and street markets where they've got, the black bookstores and all these other, creative Afrocentric things. We don't have all that. I got to drive about an hour into the city for that. It's okay. So I'm going to live here. I don't want to lock myself into here, and I'm not going to make anyone else feel better by saying my goal is home ownership. I'm going to buy a home, and I'm going to do all these things right now. Even though you got to start the process earlier, I understand that you got to plant your seeds and start, working on your goals, but that's not a goal right now. I don't want to live here. I do not even want to have to think about how I'm going to rent out a house that I paid top dollar for and rent it out to where it'll cover my mortgage and leave some left over and all the other things that, it can be done. I'm not saying, but I don't want to fool with that here. So I've relinquished that. My bestest, one of my bestest friends bought a house in Virginia Beach. Why? Because he loves Virginia Beach. Virginia Beach gives him life. Virginia Beach is all he talks about. He loves the town. He loves the area. He loves going to the beach. He's less than 15 minutes at most at his old apartment that he was at for years that was just as amazing, just as quaint and cozy and inviting. We'd go down there and stay every New Year's. Was like 7 to 10 minutes from the beach. And this house has a big backyard and a creek in the back, and it's got a pretty turquoise door, and he painted the house white, and it's got a garden, and it's got his everything that he wants it to be. But he loves Virginia Beach. His heart has been in Virginia Beach. There was no doubt, there was no question there. Virginia Beach was already home. So it made sense for him to set the goal up for him to buy a house in Virginia Beach. And last thing I'm gonna say, even though he's not a woman, he's not a mother, that process was so quick. It did not take him long to find that house. That house was waiting on him. That house was there. That bank said, oh, absolutely. Here's your budget. This is what you can buy. And he found exactly what he needed within his budget at the right time. He was not, close to a year, 6 months figuring this shit out. Why? Because he willed it. Because he set it up to be so. In his mind, he was already excited and at home and in love with that town. So, buying to be buying just any old where for the sake of so the kids can have a home. You are home. Where you go is where they want to be. And you should be where you're going to be, where you're going to plant yourself. But don't forget, you're in control of this thing. And I wish you all the best of luck. It's springtime. People are renting and moving and moving in, moving out and doing things differently. 'Tis the season. I'm doing the same thing. I hope that inspires you, that popped